All right. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's it's one of those days. I was not expecting to be doing broadcast for several weeks in a row, but here we are. I was supposed to do last week, and then we I ended up getting stuck at work for like an extra, I don't know, 9 hours. So it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Like triple checking to make sure that all of my data is correct for the overlay this time, so we don't have another incident like we had 2 weeks ago. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, this is week 6. Oh. There we go. Updated team names. Make sure I have everything spelled correctly. Capital. I have it wrong on the stream starting. I sincerely apologize. All right. Doing map picks right now. Looks like first map pick is going to go to Capital One tap here with a pick for Ascent. I know, it's crazy. Everybody loves it. Right, team pick. Starting as defense. So that one's good. Theirs. Second map has been picked. It will be Ascent. Or sorry, Haven. All right. Busy day, getting started. Everybody loves it, Like double checking all my information, making sure everything's connected correctly, setting everything up, making sure team names are all set. Dude, there's a lot of like making sure all the production stuff works. Cycling through, they're determining servers right now. CEA rules state that you can either do Illinois or Texas as default, but with approval of both team leads or IGLs, whoever's representing the team at that point, you can pick a different server. All right. Server pick is going to be Illinois. Works for me. I think I've got like 20 milliseconds to Illinois. I advantages to living in Colorado really is just good ping to everywhere. I think I'm like 18 milliseconds to Texas, 20 milliseconds to LA. It's great. No complaints. That's for sure. Here's to hoping my laptop doesn't absolutely crumble. Surely everybody's having a great time. If not, why are you here? Go play Valorant or something. I don't know. Or don't. I gotta be careful with that. One Cali, one Texas. Oh my god, guys, just pick a server. Somebody lives in Florida. That's the guarantee. All right, Illinois. Okay. Piecing things together. Still waiting. I guess we could talk a little bit about the teams. So, we have two teams playing. Who would have thought? Our teams today, right? Don't Be Evil Aces is going to be made up of Bernard, Sarah, John Ming, Lagging Ninja, and Kurisu. They are going to swap in another player in the middle, so that way they can get a little bit more playtime to everybody. This is allowed by CEA rules, so long as it is not within the active map, but in a different map, which is fine. Right? Capital One tap has Tizzy, Nami Kuro, Illy 300, Kobe Kartik, and they have one more that is joining. Running a little late right now. Happens to the best of us. I'll be your broadcast today. Prefix. Hello, how are you doing? If you're on YouTube, you can follow me on twitch.tv/prefix. I do random streams. And if you're on Twitch, hey, how you doing? Hopefully a good time. We will have some new tech that we've been working on at the G Valorant Studios. Notably, we have an overlay that we've been working on and tweaking. It's powered by Spectra with some modifications of our own. But it actually requires like multiple servers. So if you see any reference to Shaquille Oatmeal, that is just me by a different on my other laptop. So hopefully there aren't any issues. There's some finesse that requires making sure all the information's correct, right team names are set up, but it is what it is. For those that are watching, the stream is on a 2-minute delay, so you won't be able to necessarily see the most active content, and it makes it a little bit more harder for me to kind of interact. You know, Jason M in chat, just now seeing it. John Ming, hey. But just something to be aware of more than anything else. If my laptop could stop going to sleep, that would be great. We've been waiting for so long. Just gonna keep moving around. Andrew Tourniquist in chat. John Ming, let's go. There we go. Tia Locke has joined the channel or the game for our good friends Capital One Tap. I will be kind of shortening these out, so I'll be referring to Don't Be Evil Aces as just the Aces, and then Capital One Tap as just one tap. It makes things a little bit easier, especially when we're doing play-by-plays. All right, and we launch into our first map here. We are going to Ascent. No big game picks here tonight. Oh, I forgot that man, it's one of those days, you know. All right, on the left-hand side, we will have our defenders, which will be our Don't Be Evil Aces. On the right-hand side, we have our attackers, which are the Capital One Tap crew. Tizzy locking in, same thing with Tia, building out their set for what they want right now. So we've got Tizzy on Viper, Nami locking in on Sova, Illy on Breach or Brimstone. Wow, two old guys, you know. Kobe over on Jet, T-Lock on Cypher. Everybody on Don't Be Evil Aces, hovering over their characters. Bernard sitting on top of Tejo. John Ming on Cypher. Lagging Ninja on... Wow, it's been a while since I've seen this guy. Curdy Sue sitting on Jet. Sura sitting on Sova. A little bit of shuffle here. Bernard checking over onto Killjoy with the lock-in. John Ming grabbing KO. Everybody else locking in here. And we have our team layouts. I need to hide that bar. Every time I like tab out, it pulls it up. You can see everything that I've got open. And the answer is, it's a lot. All right. We have our UI set out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good night. Let's get this round started. You can see a little bit of the buys coming up right now with, you know, a bunch of your silenced pistols picking up. First round, eco round, we're going to see a little bit of capital one tap setting up to do kind of a B-side rush here. A little bit of mid control. Looks like they're going to drop a camera up for visibility here. And we'll see the first round. Camera goes up, visibility. Dart comes out, does not spot anybody. Was fast though, trying to get a quick pick here. Kobe pushing up, trying to get some visibility. Shot, that's good. Enemy team's going to be able to hear that. Bernard watching. Turret does see one. Does spray a little bit more. Does get a little bit more spray out. Hooks are out. Got John Ming picking off Tia Lock. Backing out. That forces Capital One Tap to kind of back off the side. They do dash on Kobe on here. Does see one. Does land the sheriff shot onto Bernard, taking out. Now it's evened out 4-4. Lagging Ninja not quite able to land their taps. The sheriff too popular. Kobe picking off another one. Kurisu grabbing Nami. Grabs another one. Isn't quite able to flick around. Eiley grabbing Kurisu in the back. And that gives Capital One Tap their first round. We're seeing a lot of kind of that pressure and aggression coming in from Capital One Tap. Creating, especially with their top fraggers right now are both Illy and Kobe, landing in kind of like playing positionally, right? Trying to catch people. Kobe having the ability to get on site really does kind of set Aces off on the back foot. Second round coming in, more of a default play with a kind of a mid-style rush. They do have the advantage when it comes to John Ming pushing up. Does one see one, is going to get shot in the head. Illy grabbing two more, pushing up onto the site.
Right here.
Creating what a bunch of control. Smoke. Mid controls out. Bernard standing. Not able to convert anything out here. Last one available right now. Sheriff from Kurisu does get one. Backs out. Is kind of noisy.
Spike planted.
They know roughly where he is. Kurisu grabbing the tap. Isn't quite able to convert that with the Guardian, getting a head tap right on the Kurisu. That's 0-2, but with some damage on an eco round. This is going to be the first buy round for Aces. Definitely seeing that buy power come out. Sarah. Being a little bit... Well, I was going to say being a little bit unique, but they're shuffling the cash around. Big buy round here. 19,000 credits being spent.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
And the save from Don't Be Ace is not really much of a buy up. Are seeing a Vandal, but whether or not that's effective depends. Does get spotted, does get shot at. They're kind of in a bad spot. Does manage to avoid most of the damage. Does lose a good chunk of their shield though. One tap, pushing up. Spike's leading, trying to get a little bit of visibility and push up here.
Take flight.
Owl drone goes out, trying to get some visibility. Does spot lagging Ninja off in the back by Pizza. Pushing up. This gives quite a bit of confidence for One Tap to push up. They have gained mid control. Knife goes out. Arrow comes out. Lagging Ninja does a quick little swing, gets a tap, takes off Kartek. Sees one. Is ready. Ooh, little gap in the in the shield there. Lots of trading going on right here. This is
left.
Where we're seeing kind of that assertion put out here. Lagging Ninja able to swing a little bit better with a Vandal. Illy though, creating a lot of space here now. Getting control over B side, but doesn't have the bomb. One tap, holding control. Does get spotted by the arrow.
10 seconds left.
Does manage to pick up a gun. shoots through the wall, picks off Bernard. Unfortunately, Kurisu's doing on the flank. Picks him off right as he's trying to walk up the staircase. It's now 1-2 with with our good friends Capital One Tap leading here. 1 point, still early in the game. Significantly bigger buy round as we move forward here. From One Tap side, they're spending 13,000 credits. We're still seeing Tia not quite having a buy at this moment. Looks like could be a tech issue. I don't have controls in order to actually pause the match, but oh, looks like we're paused. Small little tech pause. If I remember the actual key combination, I'd pop it up on the screen for you. Nothing too exciting here. Oh, double DC. I know it's so incredibly exciting during a tech pause. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody here to bounce jokes off of, so it's just me. Unfortunately. I'll nab Victor in here one of these days. Tia has reconnected. Just waiting on lagging Ninja here. Teams kind of piecing together, trying to figure out what they're doing. The unfortunate part of having a technical pause is technically you can sit around and figure out what you're going to do. All right, Lagging Ninja is back, giving them a quick opportunity to do some buys here. And as soon as our timer resumes, we will be back on. Busy day. All right, seeing a little bit of buys over here from Tia. Up to a 17,000 credit buy this round. That's gonna put. Actually, they should have enough for at least a majority buy next round. Don't be Evil Aces. A little bit in a worse spot. All right, here we go. And the game restarts. Don't be Evil Aces doing a little bit more of an A side hold here. Trying to get a little bit of visibility. Kurisu hiding underneath the smoke. Jet v Jet. We'll see who's better. There's the smoke has dissipated. Peeks up. Kurisu does see one. Picks off Tia though. Coming out. Kurisu does take a little bit of chip damage, not enough. The rest of the team pushes up from Capital One into trying to get a little bit of that A side to control the rest of. Fragment goes out, blocking out. Unfortunately, Sura Tizzy is now on site. Underneath. Trying to get some visibility. Does see the gun of Sarah. Presence is detected by the knife, so they know somebody's now on site. Flash comes out, only 3 setup. Too many enemies and not enough bullets. Sarah picking off Tizzy for the end, getting a 3K that round. Tying it up. Both aces in one tap with 2 points. 2 rounds? 2 rounds for this match. Definitely seeing a lot more of that econ being spent more frugally from aces here. Considering that they had so many alive, that's going to give them a big boost into kind of this round and as well as to carry them forward. Capital One Tap having to buy up, spending 20,000 credits. Trying it again, pushing up. Kurisu does get picked off. Big smokes, pushing in. Does manage to see one, gets a little bit of chip damage, but Kobe is able to essentially assert dominance. Sierra coming in from the side, picking off one more. Auto spray coming out. Bernard straight walking out, does manage to see one, but unfortunately isn't able to get that. Kobe grabbing a third. Flank coming out. Alt was dropped into setup. Flash comes out. Kobe picked off by John Ming. Fragment going on the bomb. Does manage to see one. Does manage to see trading out. Sarah getting 3. And with the bomb defuse, for the first time in the set,
Thank you.
aces do manage to take the lead, bringing it to 3-2.
You don't.
As we get into the 6th round here, we are definitely seeing a lot more of the kind of like the layout of the leaderboard. So taking a quick peek here, we've got Kurisu, Sarah, Lagging Ninja, John Ming, and Bernard in that order. Just remember that kills aren't everything. Assists are there as well, and Bernard is leading in assists here. On on the one tap side, you've got Illy, Kobe, Tizzy, Tia, and Nami in that order, with Illy actually leading with assists as well. One tap, setting up for a kind of a default push. Op over in Garden does manage to pick off Tizzy. Everybody super sketch, trying to figure out kind of how we're going to play. Kobe knifes out. Tia. Nobody wants to be that initiator. They're not seeing anybody. He's going to drop a dart. Sees nobody in mid. That's great control. They have a lot more visibility now. Quick peek. Holding steady. Bernard with the turret out. Is going to see if anybody pigs out. 2 ping over on B side. Capital One Tap got a hold with the rotate though. Both Cypher and Brimstone making their way over to B. One tap. Setting up. 35 seconds on the clock though. Time is up. Does manage to pick off. Is suppressed.
30 seconds
KOL
left.
coming out. Smoke over on B side. Not good for the timeline here. See ya. Creating space. We're gonna see the big push here. Kobe trying to rush onto site.
10 seconds left.
Does close the door. Does get shot in the back one and spotted by the dart.
Spike down.
Illy
B.
taking off
Last
by Bernard.
player standing.
Curious who getting another op shot over Tia in mid. It's 4-2. Ace is leading. One tap, trying to figure out how they're going to penetrate through. Kurisu waiting with that op, waiting for somebody to peek over into mid. Unfortunately, one tap's not going to give him the time of day. Kobe again, leading in, pushing up, making a lot of noise, not necessarily being quiet about it. Smoke goes out, does stall them at the entrance. waiting for somebody to push. Taking Ninja. Not quite there. They are going to rotate. Kirisu. Does see one, backs out. Big push. Kobe on site. Does get spotted. Sarah picking up Tizzy and Kobe. Kirisu grabbing Tia off in mid. Or no, from Garden onto the site. Illy picking up Lagging Ninja though.
One enemy remaining.
John Ming grabbing Illy. That means last up is Nami. Is going to get detected. They know that she's on site. The dart's there. Flash goes out there. Blinded Nami. Getting shredded by 2 attackers. Dramatic effect for that gun skin there. Ace is up to 5-2. Weren't showing necessarily a strong start with the first 2 rounds, but unfortunately they did manage to pick it up. All right. Round 8 starts with Kirisu with an op, taking off 1 major over in B main. Big spread coming around. That's gonna leave like a lot of chip damage taken down. Lagging Ninja having to pull out. Does manage to see 1. Flash goes out. John Ming picking off Tizzy, but Illy trading out.
I know exactly where you are.
Alt coming out from Tia. They know exactly where everybody's at. Pushing up. Does see the ping. Smoke's about to dissipate. They are gone. Tia checking the corner. Does see 1. Sarah, a little bit better placed for the cursor. Though trade out happens. Navi picking off Sarah. 2v2. They hear the steps.
Here.
No visibility.
Blinding.
Blind comes out. Bomb plant was stopped.
Last player standing.
Bernard seeing him picking.
Spike down A.
Lagging.
Last
Does manage to
player
turn around,
standing.
but not enough. Illy getting it tapped through the wall, picking up Lagging Ninja. That
30
chip damage from
seconds
the
left.
beginning of the round really did come in handy here. Bernard knows exactly where Illy is. They are 1 shot. Sees 1. Isn't able to convert it. And with 5 health, Illy picks up the round. It is a damaging round for both teams. Econ. We'll see what the buys are. A lot of saving from prior rounds. We are seeing another Tia holding on to the Guardian here. Nami picking up a Spectre. These are going to be your budget buys for Capital One Tap. On Evil Aces, Lagging Ninja buying a little bit of util, but no gun. There we go. There's the gun pick. So we're seeing Ops and Phantom and Vandal. Fair enough.
Smoke's down.
Mid A. Does see 1. Kartik backs off. Doesn't necessarily want to challenge it. Rest of Capital One does manage to get a good chunk of ace or mid control here. Pushing back. The smoke over in market does push everybody back. Drone coming around. Trying to see. Does right at the last second see Lagging Ninja. So they have some visibility onto it. He swings out, gets a lot more control. Big mid control. Tizzy picking off Bernard over in market. That's going to cause a game plan change and pushing up into mid.
Cage triggered.
Cage is out. John Ming. Ready, picking off 1, swings out, grabs 2, but it is spotted by 2 of them, taking damage from both. 1 tap. Sitting here. Is able to get the flick, picking off 1 better Jet. Kobe.
Spike planted.
Lagging Ninja and Kartik are the last ones alive. Kirisu did manage to swap out, pick up a Phantom to use. Steps. Teams knows where everybody's at. Blind goes out. Big opportunity. Is going to get shot through the wall. Isn't able to quite convert it. Lagging Ninja.
Player standing.
The reload does kill. Last one alive.
Cover going out.
He's gonna stick it. Does get spotted, and the headshot from Illy means that it's gonna be another pick. But with how much time was left on that bomb, Illy is going to pass out as... Oh, I stand corrected. Just enough time for Illy to not get wiped out by the bomb explosion. They're gonna carry forward a gun and a little bit of econ, but it is damaging on both sides. Sarah picking up... I was hoping to see Noden in this match, but we are not today. Apologize about the music. On from the technical pause. Mostly a buy here from one tap here. Again, another Spectre from Nami. Big spray going around. Creating a lot of visibility into mid. John Ming ready for somebody to peek out. Tia does manage to pick off Kirito over on A main. Bernard trade out in B main.
Spike down B.
Flight carrier was killed. Shock is going out. Illy hiding in the corner, ready for the play. Does manage to get shot out. A little bit trade back between them and Sarah.
They found my wire.
Tia's wire was destroyed. They're creating a lot of space over on A side, but bomb is on B. Tia not quite, or sorry, Sarah not able to quite get Tia. Does see one, sees another.
Shadows traveling.
30 seconds
Does swing out.
One
with Tia.
enemy remaining.
Last one is Illy. Does get spotted. Bernard swings in a tap. It's a headshot on out Illy and takes him off. It is now 6-4 with aces leading. Hopefully everybody's in chat is having a good day.
It's down. Guns up. Get deadly.
Game starts. John being hiding in his usual corner. Illy shooting down the arrow. Sarah's arrow is destroyed. Not a lot of visibility into mid. Does get hit with a drone though. Does get visibility. Does get a little bit of chip damage. Down to 50 points of health. That is not a good start for them. Lagging Ninja. A little bit faster on the flick, picking off Tia, who is pushing up. The rest of one tap, pushing up an A main, backing out a little bit. This is definitely kind of an econ round for them. They do have a Vandal. Ninja taking a little bit of chip damage.
Watch them run.
Ult comes in from behind. Kobe does just shoot it though. Illy managed to pick it off. Bernard does manage to see Kobe over in A main. Nami pushing up. Sees one. Bernard picking off one more. Stack of bodies forming over in A main. Frizu taking the
30
opportunity to
seconds
push up.
left.
Hiding in the corner.
Bomb grenade out.
Right.
One enemy
Does
remaining.
see one, picks him off. Illy's last one alive. 19 seconds on the clock, though. Are they gonna have an opportunity to get on site? Shock Dart does come around and does a little bit of damage over to Kirito. Pushes into the smoke.
Last one down.
Curiously waiting for them with a headshot from a Vandal.
Last round in the half.
Use everything you have. We lose it anyway.
Why is my peach? Oh, you know what? Because it's getting consumed. Oh, yep. It's getting consumed by Spectra. That's why it's not working.
Smoke's down.
There we go. Important messages require important responses. With Capital One Tap pushing up onto A site or B site. Kobe is on site, ready. Create some space. Tizzy picking up Kirsu. Perfect. Big chase coming from John Ming. On the back, does manage to pick off Illy. Spike carrier is down.
B.
Kobe though, on site, being a rat, picking up John Ming. Tia grabbing Bernard over in mid. Lagging Ninja with an op, picking off Tia. Trying to see some visibility. Do you see market?
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Picking off Kobe. Almost was a
down,
collateral. They come back to grab the spike, and unfortunately, that was their mistake. Nami getting picked off.
Switching sides.
I will take back what is mine.
This is where we see the opportunity for Capital One Tap to show off their defense strats. Ace is now on attack, leading 8-4. Teams trying to figure out where they're going, and the answer is a default play. Ace is pushing up. A little heavy A-sided. Bubble, aquatic gun is there. 3-2 trading out. Using the sheriff. Smoking up again on that box. Keeping people from peeking down. 2 shots coming around. Nami was picked off, trying to swing into mid. Does see one. Dizzy taking a little bit more chip damage here. Lagging Ninja backing out. Gonna drop a smoke. Sarah grabbing Tizzy over in market. Tia rotating from behind. That's this team coming out.
Spike down B.
Tia grabbing Bernard with a mix of the trap. Isn't quite able to right click on Tia. Tia grabbing Sarah. Lagging Ninja grabbing Kobe. Bomb goes down.
Shutting them down.
Billy grabbing Lagging Ninja. It's 1 or 2v2 now. Aces with a little bit worse. Does do a little bit of chip damage, but it's a trade on both sides. Does
Last
get hit.
player standing.
With 2 people, couldn't quite decide. Tia grabbing 4, showing them that they rule the econ rounds here. And the defuse.
Spike this.
8-5. Ace is still leading. Chipped away round by round, unfortunately.
Yes, this should do. Here.
A little bit more of a forceful approach here. It's going to be a mid-buy round for One Tap here. Winning the last round gives them an opportunity to buy some guns. We're seeing, you know, Bulldog, Spectre. Big run down mid here. From Aces. Is a blind going to come from their own teammate? Happens to the best of us. Bernard swinging, putting down the turret, creating a lot of space. John Ming
Spike down A.
pushing up into there. Oh, Kobe grabbing Bernard, Nami grabbing Kartik, or Nami grabbing Lagging, Kartik grabbing
One enemy
Kurisu,
remaining.
pushing on site. Going in, scan. Unfortunately, not there. They do know where Spike is. John Ming's last up, just with the classic to his name. Hold off. Maybe swing. Maybe should have right clicked, but unfortunately, Kobe is there with the sniper. There's so many gun names. I should study all of them. you know? Aces lead slowly diminishing. They're still up 8-6 against Capital One Tap. See if they can convert what's going on now. They do have the gun advantage. Head tap lineup. They'll be taking the opportunity to reposition away from. Doesn't take any damage. Does get spotted. Bernard picking him off. Aces do have control over A this time. Bernard getting the plant down in kind of a, I mean, spot. Does see Tia and Illy up on the top half. Lagging Ninja waiting for one of them to peek out. Big spray. Does see their head. Finally comes around. Not enough bullets. Tia using his sheriff to the best of their abilities.
Cage trigger.
One enemy
Segmenting
remaining.
and destroying the
Last
site
player
one by one. Kurisu, though, cleaning up in the last half of side control, picking off 2 more. Gun advantage did really come in handy at that last critical moment. 9-6. Depending on what team you're putting first. If we're looking from...
I have extra money if anyone needs.
If we're looking from one tap side, it would be 6-9. One tap. Shock dart in the corner. Nobody there. John Ming picking up Tizzy over in mid. That gives a little bit of information over to one tap, who's now rotating out. They bet on A, and the A bet was wrong. Do see Curiously, though. A little bit of chip damage is going to get hit with the Nana Swarm.
Launching smoke.
Rest of Aces are going to be on site. Going to take a little bit of damage from the dart. Visibility damage, I guess. Lagging Ninja.
Blinding.
Line goes out. Is going to spray. Illy not able to convert that into a kill. Last up is Nami. Does see one.
enemy
ADS
remaining.
down in. Karthik. Also there. Lagging Ninja for the ace this round. Or, no. Off by 1 error. Classic programmer mistake. I'm so sorry. Ninja with the 4K. Ace is setting up again for an A side push. That's going to leave Kobe in kind of a hard position. They're a little bit back on money, and so they've just picked up the sheriff and a lot of the util this round. They do hear the shot. The rest of the team is rotating over. They're going to play together. Probably a smart move.
Revealing area.
Recon Bolt was destroyed. A lot of spray coming down through mid. Sarah down to 10 health already. Walks into
Spike down A.
the
Last player
bloodbath.
standing.
Lagging Ninja. Getting a lot of body shots. Not a lot of headshots. Not able to quite convert that. Phantom. Last one alive. Sees one. Down to 32 health, though. He's going to do as much econ damage as he possibly can. The rest of the team did manage to pick up bombs on site. They know where he's at. He's got to run. Checking out his profile. He was like, I got 4K last round. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off again this round. He's going to do a gun save. 20 seconds left. Not impossible. Running to the other side of the court. Gonna pick up an orb. Hey, I mean, if you can. It's free.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds left. Laggy Ninja is going to save for next round. It'll be 10-7 now. Ace is still leading. Significantly less dramatic when somebody saves, I'm going to be honest. But with that, they're going to take their util and their gun into the next round, and the money that they earn, push it forward. Big purchases for the rest of the crew here. Aces, Phantom, Vandal, Sheriff on Sarah. Not quite enough money in order to buy up, but she could ask for something from one of her teammates. On the other hand, Capital One tap, Spectre, Vandal, and an op.
Here.
Drone coming in, does see Kobe, he gets darted. Big push from the rest of One tap, rotating over. Bernard setting up a lot of tooling on site. He's gonna just push to get the spike down. A lot of spray. Big pushback. Laggy Ninja does see Kartik. He's gonna wait for them. The firing squad on top. Curiously taking a little bit of chip damage. Tia grabbing Lagging Ninja.
Everyone hiding.
Is gonna get spotted. Tia grabbing another one. John Ming grabbing Illy though. Still keeping it relatively close. John Ming spraying in one spot, grabbing two. Tia and Nami back to back. 11-7, Ace is leading. It's still a competitive game here. One tap. Spending a good chunk of money on their buys here. 1,400 credits. A little bit down, 1,200 credits. A little bit more of an econ play here. Tia's going to be their leader here
Deploying drone.
in spending with the Vandal. Drone coming around, doesn't see anybody over on B side. Oh, does come down. And John Ming's going to get caught in the crossfire in the corner. Maybe if he's gone to the back one, he could have survived based off of that ring. Bernard dropping in Killjoy ult. Smoke coming in. Bailey does get spotted on the backside. Util does kill.
Spike down.
Sarah coming in for backup, grabbing Illy.
One
Tia's
enemy
trading out,
remaining.
grabbing Lagging. Tizzy, Sarah, and Nami grabbing Kirsu as they try to push in and grab Spike at that last second. Very, very good econ round from One Tap here, bringing him up to 8 rounds in this match. They're showing their prowess using their scrappiness, so to speak. And that does put Aces on kind of the back foot here. They have to buy up. They don't have enough credits for everything that they want to buy. Mostly Vandals. Specters. Guardian. Big trade out here. Regenerative shields.
Get out of
That's a
my
good
way.
pick. Does manage to get a dart out, but is shot down, so they know at least one person's there. Illy grabbing Sarah on the swing. And Sean Ming. Kurisu using the knife grab Kobe. Illy again. Kurisu back to back kills. Extra smoke comes down and a teleport try attempt comes.
Last player standing.
4 for Illy. Bernard though swinging, grabbing Illy. They have some visibility. Tough position. Bulldog does see one, but double swing from Capital One Tap. It is now 11-9. Ace is still leading.
They're usually
One
distracted
Tap
once I
catching
reveal
up
them. Make sure
dramatic.
to take advantage.
For the past 4 rounds, 3 of them have gone to One Tap. It's important. Close games keep things interesting.
This goes here. That goes there. Ah, this is a nice spot. Yes, this should do.
Tia taking the opportunity to set up on A, try to create a little bit of dominance. That's going to work out for them as we see an A side push over here from
Shadows traveling.
Aces. Sarah using it. Doesn't quite see anybody. Shock dart right in front. Ace is not confident that they're going to be able to create enough space.
Spike down mid.
Spike carrier killed up at the top. Does get spotted out in the side. Illy grabbing John Ming. Tizzy grabbing Bernard on the swing. Kirisu trying to create some visibility. A little bit of chip damage takes it both ways. Recon dart is spotted. They know where at least Kirisu's at. Sarah sitting right at the edge of this gate. Smoke here is about to fall in what, 3? That'll be a little longer than that. There it is. They have A main control, and that's about it. The rest of the
30
team
seconds left.
sweeping in the map. Kirisu at a little bit of a positional disadvantage is going to grab the orb.
10 seconds left.
Headshot.
Picks off one, Illy. They have no visibility on where Sarah is at. Tia pushing up is going to suffer because of that. A little bit of econ damage right at the end. It's 11-10. Up to 4 out of the last 5 rounds going to Capital One Tap. Big reverse swing kind of moment here. Catching up is a big deal. Ace would still need to win 2 rounds in order to actually clinch out this set. From an econ point of view, this is probably the best we're going to see. Lots of steps happening over on A main. Enemy team is going to be able to hear those. They are close enough. Yo, doesn't see anybody in main. Drone being sent out on A. Excellent pull off sides here. Kartik not going to have visibility into them walking up on B main. There is a lot of util from Cypher, but he's going to be out of range in order for any of that stuff to trip. Reverse rotate. They're not seeing anything. Smoke comes out. That's a lot of visibility. Everybody's going to start moving. And a little bit of play on the time here. Lagging Ninja grabbing Kartik. Illy grabbing Kirisu. John Ming grabbing Illy. The plant is going down by Bernard. So much happening in so little time. Bomb plant is down. This is Ace's opportunity to grab up to their 12th point. If they can hold out. 4v3. Tia grabbing Lagging Ninja though. 3v3. Bernard. Flash going out. Waiting. They are down on the actual buy capital here.
Player standing. Last player standing.
Ooh, being picked off by the ult. Not enough damage. Tizzy's gonna take the opportunity. Get the defuse. Sarah's gonna push up, see if they can maybe swing, get a kill. Unfortunately, Tizzy's just a little bit better with that that placement. Waiting for Sarah to swing around. Picking off one more. It's 11-11, all tied up. 2 rounds for either side at this moment. Ace is setting up for a little bit of a default push, a little bit A heavy. Lots of smokes coming around. This is one opportunity, but Kobe picks up John. By Cam Dart does find lagging ninja though. Illy coming up, support Kobe from the side. Down to 3v5 now. Aces put
Take flight.
very much on the back feet.
Enemy tag.
Does see one. Isn't quite able to get enough visibility on the rest. Are they confident in actually pushing out? Gonna hide in the smoke. Hide from that dart. Kobe does pick off lagging ninja over on B main.
Area.
Or tiles. Bernard.
Last
Does
player
manage to see
standing.
Illy, but Illy's faster with the gun
Spike down
placement.
mid.
The crouch is too powerful. Illy picking up 3 this round, even as Sarah grabbed Kartik at the end.
Match point.
I saw
Op
the
is still in play. Illy giving it back to Kartik.
Let's use that.
Last round
charges
for match point on this case, with now Capital One leading for the first time in the half. Double offs. They have the cash. They're going to use it. They have the opportunity.
This goes here.
Aces is in pretty bad spot right now,
That goes
considering
there.
they have
Oh, this is a nice
pretty
spot.
budget buy
This goes here.
leading into the last round. Big A side push. There is only W, and you cannot stop them. Ball goes up. Cage goes out. John Ming. So many pushing. Chaos. Tia grabbing Curiously lagging. Grabbing Tia. Kobe in kind of a bad spot. The door is going to go down.
Spike planted. You should run.
Fragment going around. Does manage to see one. Lagging ninja grabbing Illy. This is a big play.
Pressing.
Suppression goes down. They're going to ping one.
suppressed.
Silva is detected. Op though. Kobe. Attacker Killjoy. Doesn't see anybody. That pushes everybody offside, giving a good chance and opportunity. This is where the retake happens. Kobe swinging out.
Blocking sight.
Doesn't see anybody. Does see lagging ninja. Pushes up Tizzy, grabbing Sarah at the same time.
Last player
Last
standing.
one is John Ming, grabbing 2, but not the third. This was an opportunity for the comeback, but unfortunately, Capital One takes the first map.
Oh, was that important?
Defenders win.
I'm bored. Let's go.
And with that, we are at the end of our first map. We're going to take a quick break, and we will return very shortly. All right, welcome back. We are good to start on my side. Just waiting for our lovely Don't Be Evil Aces in order to pick up. Let's chat a little bit about last round. What we saw was kind of like that econ play. Definitely went to one tap. We'll see if that continues into the next round, where they essentially lead the first two rounds, and then Aces have the opportunity to kind of swing back with their first full buy and use their gunplay in order to create a lot more space, right? Because they have the advantage in the actual credits. Once we swing back to 4, it becomes a lot closer. Definitely depends on how the teams are playing, how well they're working together. And a lot of that, you know, what we saw, especially on the defense side for one tap, was they played together as a team, and that created a lot of frontward pressure for Aces in order to push onto a site, right? Because as soon as they showed, there's a lot of heavy rotate and not a lot of like staying on a particular site, right? A lot of communication happening between all their teammates of like, hey, somebody's here, let's go. That can work for their capabilities or not. I think Aces maybe figured that out in that last round of the last map. What we saw was, you know, they kind of baited that over rotate, and that burned one tap, but with a mix of like retake capability, they did manage to push back on site and grab that last round. So it was extremely close, but there goes Nami. So I think what we'll see here is, does Ace or the Don't Be Evil Aces, do they manage to adapt to how one tap plays together? Are they able to use that kind of back to back and convert that into round wins? They were very dominant on their defense position, but they weren't necessarily making advantage over it on attack. So what we're going to see, especially during this first half of the next game, we are going to go to Haven, by the way. So we'll be seeing a little bit of A action, B action, and C action. I'm always excited. Haven's actually one of my favorite maps. But in turn, right, the teams are going to be a lot more spread out, right? Defenders definitely have a lot more rotate capability between their sites. It's a lot closer. The actual total size of the map doesn't change too much. But in turn, right? Oh, looks like Namikuro had small accident happen. Game crash for the best of us. Happens. Shout out, by the way, to Stream Beats for the amazing music. It is, what is it? Copy left, I think is the technical title for it. It's copyright free, quote unquote. Right? There we go. Ooh. Valorant's doing some weird stuff. And shout out to Spectra for our overlay, valospectra.com, with some of our own custom modifications on top. It's a cool open source project. If you're doing your own Valorant tournaments, check them out. They do run some public servers, so that way it's a little easier to get started. But for our use case, we actually use private ones. Namikuro is back into the defender slot. Making sure my captures and everything are golden. Can I? Taskbar settings. Can I hide this? Auto hide taskbars right now. Wish I could disable the pieces here. Everything looks right. All right. One tap is ready to go. Just waiting on the sign off from Aces here. All right, and we launch into agent selection on Haven. Round 0, a little bit of hover. Let me turn off our fun little overlay here for a little while. Attackers ready and set with their picks. Defenders taking the opportunity to piece together what their plays are going to look like. Reyna is back in action from 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, Reyna was disabled in Valorant. A bug or something. Lock-ins coming in from from both sides, actually. John Ming picking up Cypher. Legging Ninja grabbing Omen. Kurisu back on Jet. The Raymond, who is going to be new face. We are swapping out someone on Aces. Again, is allowed. Dorman over on Breach. Sarah back on Sova. Illy hovering Reyna. Kobe going between Omen and maybe Jet. We'll see. Tizzy locked in on Viper. Tia locked in on Cypher. Nami hovering again over on Sova. 11 seconds here before we lock in our picks and we go into the match. My tummy is grumbling. Doraemon locks in on Breach. Everybody else locks in on their characters. Ali. And we have our set for today. Illy over on Reyna. Kobe on Jet. Tizzy on Viper. Tia on Cypher. Nami on Sova. John Ming on Cypher. Lagging Ninja on Omen. Kurisu on Jet. Doraemon on Breach. And Sarah on Sova. And we are playing on Oregon. This is very interesting because nobody has good ping there. I guess except for me? Question mark. But in turn, we'll see how well all of this ends up. Set that to follow the right character. All right. And we will grab our overlay just for you guys. I need to automate a lot of that. All right, a lot of silenced pistols coming out and a little bit of Sheriff. Kobe was showing their dominance with that last game. We'll see how well that all plays out. Sarah coming in, grabbing 2 kills. Or Kobe, I stand corrected. Kobe coming in with a large assortment of dominance with that Sheriff, picking off 2. 3. Big flank over here from John Ming. The rest of the crew coming in hot on Lagging Ninja's position here. Does see one, is spotted, is going to try to run out here. Has his knife out. Does manage to see one. Can't quite get it. Oh, picks off Nami. He just keeps running with a teleport out. He's got Spike. He's going all the way to Charlie. John Ming coming in from behind. Is going to walk it. Excellent opportunity. Tia does manage to see John Ming. John Ming's a little bit faster there. Karthik grabbing Lagging Ninja. Using the camera. Does get shot. Too many swings, not out of time. Illy 300 picking off John Ming with a headshot. Ending the round, giving the first set to Capital One. One tap. Tap, 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 tap. Kartik definitely being the MVP for this round. 3 kills back to back to back with that Sheriff at the beginning, putting Aces on the back foot. Aces, though, showing pretty strong dominance when it comes to like getting around and that initial gunplay. Lots of pings coming down on the map. Everybody's kind of expecting where everybody wants to go, and we are going to see a funny and interesting, hopefully, garage rush. Big swing. Flash comes in. Lagging Ninja running in. Kurisu taking a lot of damage, is going to get sprayed. Tizzy grabbing 2. Garage control does, however. Doraemon getting a lot of chip damage, isn't able to quite convert that out. Shots coming down. Sarah on the flank. Bomb goes down. This is spike plant. A little bit more econ for next round. Even though that they have the gun advantage, they are at a slight. They're all. Oh, Doraemon ready with the classic. Isn't quite able to convert that Karthik with the Marshall, picking off 1. On site. The dart comes around. Sarah with the Bulldog picking up Nami and Kobe, saving up from the first round, using those credits. The great equalizer, as some may call it, is the third round here, where we're going to see the first big buy from Aces. Unfortunately, with One Tap losing the last round there, they're going to be put on the back foot when it comes to the econ trading back. They're doing a big sell, maybe a little bit of a buyout, buying for next. Definitely, we're seeing nobody under that 1,000 credit mark. Aces using the gun opportunity here to push up, creating a lot of space, gaining control of looks like both sewers and a main. Kartik is going to get stunned with the shotgun, backing out, trying to hide behind the corner here. Does manage to see 1. Isn't able to push up fast enough. Curiosity using the Phantom, grabbing Kobe. Shotgun is not powerful enough. Curiosity spraying, trying to get some control. Doraemon picking off Tizzy, who was over in connector. A connector. Illy up top with the Sheriff. Trying to find somebody. Trade out. John Ming grabbing Tia. 2v4. Nami getting picked off over in connector. Illy was spotted. Going to take the opportunity to run here. There is a Spectre, not enough necessarily time on the run. Everybody else is running. Illy's going to take the opportunity to just stand next to the bomb and get killed. A little bit of flair with that. Illy taken down, and that means attackers win and Aces get their second point, leading now 2-1. I forgot to get water, and that's going to make me in pain later. That's fine. I have a little bit left. Fourth round now. Everybody's got guns, except for Kobe. Kobe's got knives. Swing out, peek. Tia leading the site. Does swing, does see a lot. Does get a little bit of chip damage done. Rest of the site. Curiousu now on site. Pushing up, picking off Illy in the corner. 2. Sitting on site here. Tizzy hiding in the corner. John Ming does manage to get spotted. Knives are too powerful from Kobe, grabbing a headshot on Ming. There goes the ace, but the bomb plant goes down. Nami is spotted in the corner. Kobe out of knives. Maybe? No, has knives. Pulling out the gun instead. Taking off 1. That was roughly where Sarah is. Kobe grabbing lagging Sarah for the backup, picking off Karthik and Curiousu, getting a 3K, picking off Nami, who was over in C connector. C link. Yeah, C link. Big credit diff here. Seeing a lot more budget buys over from one tap. They are on their back foot again. Nobody quite there. Haley does manage to see a little bit. Takes a little bit of chip damage. Kobe. Walking back up through sewers. Getting on site. Viper wall goes up from their own teammate. And cross, no sounds. The rest of aces lined up. Stun goes down. Does manage to grab Kobe. He's running and hiding. John Ming sees Kartik in the back. Kartik managed to grab Sarah up on the front side. The rest of one tap rotating over now here. Coming in from connector. Big spray up on top. Draymond grabbing Tizzy up on the roof. Kurisu grabbing Nami. Tia is spotted. They know where they're at. Spray coming in from John Ming with a Vandal and a headshot. Picking off Tia. It is now 4-1. Aces leading here on the attack side. This is like a complete kind of reversal of what we saw from last game. You know, Aces having the opportunity to essentially create space on attacker side, to create that push, essentially pulling, either running fast because they know that the defense is going to be spread across 3 different sites, or kind of leading, picking off one by one and trying to drag people off sides. Push side from over here. Aces looking towards A. A little bit of noise. Ming pushing up in through mid. Kurisu. Right. Camera was shot down. That's going to give one tap the opportunity and knowledge that there's something going on. Ace do get on site, do get site control. Kurisu careful of the smoke. Spraying, doesn't quite get any hits. They are now spread. John Ming coming in from the back. Grabs one, swings, isn't quite able to convert for another. Cyberpink goes out. That puts Kurisu in a very bad position. Oh, Sarah swung with their ult out. Couldn't have. It's not necessarily a good one. Eiley picking off 2 more, cinching the round. That's 2-4. Grabbing a few guns makes a huge difference. Sova trying to help his teammates keep their head level. We'll see how long they hold that. One tap setting him now for an A side rush. The rest of one tap is ready for them though. Isn't it? Is able to convert that out. Nami though, picking up Kurisu, lagging Ninja, grabbing the Reyna. Eiley. Big push comes out and a stun comes out as well. Aren't able to quite convert that into a kill. Guns swinging. Draymond getting the plant, and that means Ace. It's a little bit extra credit. And Tia is last one alive. Full shields though. Good opportunity. Is going to get spotted. 2. The reload. Pulling the gun out. Gonna get that reload up. Is smoked off. Gonna have to push into the smoke in order to get on that site. Tia trying to get some visibility. Is gonna look to the right, and unfortunately lagging Ninja is to the left. Headshot. And a 3K. Ace is up now to 5 points to 1 taps 2. A little bit of back and forth. One Tap struggling a little financially now. Seeing a little bit of 850. Big spend in order to get where they're at. 18,000 credits. I mean, Ace is not too far behind at 15,000. But the actual bank reserve funds, however, are really what matters when it comes to next round gaming. Aces pushing up, using shock dart to grab right around the corner, isn't able to see anybody. Dart in the back, does see one, pick off Tia in a bad spot. John Ming around, does push in. Everybody else leaving sight. Walks out, he is on the flank. Lagging Ninja grabbing Kuro. Kobe and Sarah going at it. Tizzy grabbing Kirisu. Tizzy and Lagging Ninja. John Ming, however, on the backside, grabbing Illy. Bomb plant goes down over on A side. Tizzy, last one alive. Still pretty healthy. Checks from behind. John Ming pulling a Lagging Ninja spot from last time. They know where Tizzy's at. Does see them. Cage comes out running. Tizzy taking the opportunity to go up top. Dart was in a good spot. Not quite good enough. Tizzy grabbing Sarah on the bottom. Doesn't quite have the opportunity. John Ming on the swing. Grabbing Tizzy. It is now 6-2 Aces leading. Ace is setting up now for a big A side push. That unfortunately is not going to be great for Capital One Tap, who's doing a big push. John Ming seeing a lot of activity in mid. That's going to give Aces the confidence to just run it down A main. Nami carefully walking, does see the smoke. That's going to give them a little bit of information. Hey, maybe they're over on A. That and all of the steps going on. Sarah getting the plant down. Over in the back corner, a little bit of a weird spot. Lagging Ninja up in the rooftops. One. Kurisu, or Kartik, last one. Kurisu showing their jet play dominance. I think what do the kids call it now? Jet diff. Few more rounds before half here. Ace is still leading 7-2. Keep in mind, this is a best of two, hence why, you know, up at the top you'll see Decider NA. There is no third map for this. Kartik pushing up, Lagging Ninja a little bit faster on the gun shots here. John Ming holding back. Is quite using their util. Dropping another line here. Item out of the box. The rest of the team is going up through the top. John Ming's wire. Shot. Head is going to get seen because there was no crouch. Bailey grabbing John Ming pick by pick by pick, one at a time. Kurisu grabbing Tizzy. Coming in spray here. Tia grabbing Kurisu. Flash comes around. One by one. Team is working together. Not quite able to get a pick. Is going to spray. Is going to get shot. Tia grabbing 3. And then the last of Sarah. And another round. It's 7-3. Aces leading. One tap. 3 points. One tap. Now finally having a little bit of funds in order to buy up. Not quite perfect. Kartik not having quite enough funds to buy up with everybody else. He could ask for a teammate, I guess. But what we're going to see is a lot of purchases over on Aces here. They do see the camera. Camera shot down. Rest in peace. Well, you will be missed. John Ming not seeing anybody yet. We'll see if he sees Kartik. Drops the line, drops the cage. He does immediately get spotted. The rest of the team is here on A side. Bomb is going down over in default. Tizzy smoked off. The rest of the team pushing up now. Is shot down. Swing over there. Tizzy picking up Sarah. Ming grabbing Kobe. Trading out. Illy grabbing John Ming. From the flank, Nami does get flanked by Ninja here. Tizzy stunned and in a bad spot. Doraemon picking up both Tizzy and Illy. Illy? Probably should ask what it was at the end of it. Last round before we swap sides here. Aces leading with 8-3 against one tap. Start, camera shot down. Not there though. Lagging Ninja grabbing and John Ming popping off the ult. They have visibility on where everybody's at now. Spike pickup. Cushion going around. Does manage to grab Tia. Tia's hiding in the corner though. John Ming on the flank grabbing Kuro. Shotgun is not good enough. Tia with a stinger. Tizzy grabbing Ninja though. Shit. Kurisu grabbing Tia. Up in the top, grabbing Tizzy. 9-3. The dreaded curse. At the half, we are 9-3. Aces leading against one tap. And this is where we're going to see, again, econ round. We've shown time and time and time again that one tap leads these. We'll see if Aces can finally pick up a round here on the last econ round or pistol round of the season. Or not season, of this set. Highly big push over into A. Lots of steps. John Ming having visibility. Does use the camera. Ping off one. Does see one. Picks one off. John Ming grabbing Kobe. Doraemon grabbing Illy. The Raimon, technically. Tia on A side by themselves. John Ming hearing the steps. They know the rotate's coming around. Knife out, not good. Sarah grabbing Nami though in the background. Tizzy grabbing Sarah. John Ming grabbing Tizzy. Big trade out. Tia, last one alive over here from Capital One. Does manage to see lagging Ninja's leg. Grabs the spike. Unfortunately, John Ming is behind the slightly sneakier Cypher. This is going to be the first pistol round that Aces have actually picked up this set. These rounds. Capital One trying to figure out what their next lineups are. Outlaw grabs Tia. Little bit of visibility. John Ming gonna back off, gonna fend Garage over to one tap. Camera is spotted. Lots of spray going down. John Ming in a particularly rough situation. Doraemon picking up two that tried to push over into C site. Kobe, last person alive. Here's the step. They do have a sheriff. C1. Rest of the teams are pushing up. Kiryu again with the Outlaw picking up Kartik in the top of Garage. Credit spend here. Very, very different between the teams. Aces gonna hold on to their kind of budget buy, only about 3,600, so mostly just a util and shield spend here. One tap though, 20,000 credits, full sets of util, full sets of shields, well, except for Tia, and a full set of guns, Vandals, and Phantoms. Oh my! Big pushback. Kartik trying to lead in, grabbing lagging Ninja. Tia grabbing John Ming. The guns are showing themselves to be an advantage. Does manage to see one. Does manage to grab two. Great trade out here. Tizzy grabbing Sarah in the end. Drymount with the Bulldog. Does see a gun of somebody. Plant goes down. Does see a head. Plant denied. Blinding shot comes out. Grabs off one. Nami, last one alive here. With guns, they don't even need to do the spend. The econ round, however, goes to one tap. It is match point already at 12-3. The 9-3 curse, in fact, it does not impact them as much as one would hope. Aces leading. The Drymon swap is kind of that big play here. Biggest difference between last round and this one. Well, and, you know, an entirely different map. Big push coming in here. Force buy coming in from one tap here. Doing the legendary C play. Lots of cages and smokes preventing one tap from pushing up. Messing and playing with the cages. John Ming picking off Eiley, grabbing Nami, grabbing Kobe, but Tizzy trading out, grabbing John now. It's rough, 2v4. Tia in the back, using the opportunity to figure out where people are. Does see one. Kurisu with the op. Being rough. Tizzy, Guardian, grabbing Kurisu. It's evened out now. Bomb plant's going down on Seaside. They know where it's at. Is smoked, is shot, lagging Ninja, grabbing Tizzy, getting the defuse, and there's the GGs in chat. This round is going to go. There we go. To the Aces. That leaves this best of two as a 1-1, technically a tie. And at the end of it, we're all friends, hopefully.